of the world, Ram exhibited himself as the reservoir of all qualities. Ram's beautiful bodily features provided all who viewed him with the full satisfaction of their eyes. That applies to his devotees also. Ram played the part of a courageous and heroic kshatriya, yet he was self-controlled, self-satisfied. The first symptom of a leader is self-satisfied. He has learned the art how to be fully satisfied within himself. He doesn't need anyone else. He doesn't need some special gimmicks to do to feel satisfied. He's self-satisfied. That's a leader. He knows it. And that comes from genuine relationships. You're not going to be self-satisfied on your own. Forget about that. It takes millions of lifetimes to get really satisfied. You just make others happy, that's all. That's all. It's self-satisfied, without malice, without some grudging on somebody else. Yeah? And very gentle in the word and the deed. Yeah? Ram did not take offense when criticized by others. That's an interesting thing. Huh? And was pleased by even the smallest show of kindness. Huh? When somebody of his members of the kingdom, of the citizens, was doing something nice, immediately were recognized. Tap them on the shoulder. You're doing good. Thank you. What is the problem to do that? We will lose our bank balance or what? We will lose our house if we do that. We lose our prestige, we lose our respect. I think if you don't do that, immediately you lose respect. It's common sense. We have a mouth to do something with that, a tongue to use for what? We are not monodratas here. Huh? But it's so fun and sitting silent all the time. Use your voice, use your mouth. For what? For glorifying Krishna. Better to talk too much than too less, but talk to Krishna. Or Ram. That's also. He was forgiving. Express our forgiveness. Sorry, Prabhuji. Okay, I forgive you. Nothing to do. And always humble about his own position. Admit. Okay, I'm just servant. It's beautiful if somebody speaks like that. Immediately you feel attracted. Somebody says, who cares? Ram only embraced the association of persons who were pious and of superior wisdom. He was dealing with all types of people, but embracing in the heart only with those who are pious and have supreme wisdom. That we know, it's Krishna consciousness. He was considerate and always the first to welcome guests. That's a leader. The leader is the first one to welcome all the guests, not hide in the corner somewhere. Ram firmly adhered to truth and honored the Brahmanas. He loved the citizens and they loved him. What a nice illustration. That is the power of the whole Ramayana. Ram, the leader, loves his people. And it's clear, when he moves, you can feel it around his aura. He loves the people. Anyone. And very nice, who are first-class example, those who are trying to be nice, those who are sometimes not nice. He loves them all. Right? And they love him. See, that is the beauty. That's why I like Ramayana. From childhood, I like to see a nice community, right? And Ramayana perfectly illustrates this. As you keep reading, 2 days ago I was 4 hours hearing the narration of Ramayana. It's on the YouTube, and I want to send it out to all types of people who could be interested. Just hear this, Baba. That's our job, to put the spoon in their mouth. Kali Yuga people are extremely lazy, spiritually. not really very active, spiritually super lazy. Even they cannot put that finger on that top to see. So we have to say, put your finger on there and put your ear, and if there is something spoken, please listen to that. And don't stop after 2 minutes because your mind is going somewhere else already. Just be calm, be patient, and follow this. Okay. So I went to chapter 23, you know. Oh my God, I was not in Copenhagen, I was in Iolia. And it's such a warm feeling, you can just feel the whole thing. Then Ram, he had to leave Iolia because he said, I have to follow my father's instruction. My father wants me to go to the forest, so I have to go. No, you cannot go, all the citizens, you know. He made an announcement in the public, I'm going now. No, then we go with you. No, you have to take care of Iolia. Who cares about Iolia? We want to be with you. We don't care about the system, we care about you. If you're gone, what is the use of maintaining this building? What is the use of maintaining our children? What is the use of chanting slokas? What is the use of making administration? What is the use of cultivating the vegetables? If you are around, you are not there. So we are walking with you. Okay, you can follow me for some time, because you cannot say, no, yes, no. This is not the way you get it. The mind cannot digest that. You have to prepare the mind, that's it. Okay, walk this. After some time, say, okay, thank you for following, but remember I have my vow to my father, and you follow my father. I give you good advice. And very soon I'm back. 14 years is nothing. I say, no, we are not going to go back. So they are not following the instruction of Ram. That means they are not disciples anymore. They totally neglected his instruction. That's quite interesting. So for service to Ram, we can sometimes. It happens like this. So then in the night, Ram, Lakshman and Sita, they left with the Lord. While everybody was sleeping. It's because they will never leave us. You know. Then in the morning they wake up and say, oh, what is this? The chariot is here, but Ram is not here. Oh, he escaped. And now, if we go back with this chariot, but there is no Ram in it, how do people digest this? You know, we're always happy about the chariot, but not about Ram, maybe so much. I don't know. The chariot is the chariot because it's important, right? No, it's about Ram. Then they came back. They didn't know how to do that. You know. And after some time, they're in the forest and they build a house. And then Ram says, suddenly got the idea, oh, Lakshmana, my father is alone, and you should go to father and help father. You know, we are here now. We have our house and we are happy in the forest. You know. He says, please forgive me, my brother. Lakshmana says, I'm not going back. I'm going to be here, protecting you. If you sleep in the night, and there's nobody to guard, you know, it's the forest, the wild animals are there. Who will take care of you, you know? And he felt that strong affection of Lakshmana, so he could not argue. Yeah. So for 14 years, Lakshmana never slept anymore. Just guarding Ram and Sita. And in the forest, you know, nothing is there, but they were fully satisfied. You know, and you can just feel the whole atmosphere, how they were living there. You know, they had a bamboo hut with a straw. And what were they eating? Some roots, some fruits, and some seeds, finding here and there, some vegetables who maybe grow a little bit here and there. And then the sages sometimes come here in some part-time, you know. It must have been such a wonderful, peaceful situation. They were happy in the forest. So this whole atmosphere was good. So the whole Ramayana is about the center is the personality of Rama, who is such a beautiful personality. That personal concept becomes so extremely strong in Ramayana. You know? It's so wonderful. So then I was reading something, but Prabhupada, so I told you I'm talking on this leadership, and if there is not a leader, what happens? Right? Prabhupada writes, only the perfect and the infallible can create a program which is applicable at every place. It's quite interesting how he writes Prabhupada. And can be followed by all in the world. Because sometimes they think, okay, this is a different culture, it is possible in America but not in Europe, or it is possible in India but not in Africa, or or it's possible in South Europe but not in North Europe, because the mentality is different. But the more the leader is pure and perfect, whatever program he makes, it will be applicable in any place, all over the world. That's quite interesting. Then Prabhupada suddenly says, that is of course, it first indicates Krishna himself, but then the one who represents Krishna, Prabhupada puts him on the equal platform. It is the person who rules, and not the impersonal government. Now, this is quite an interesting thing. If the person is perfect, the government is perfect. If the person is a fool, the government is a fool's paradise. That is the law of nature. There are so many stories of imperfect kings or executive heads. Therefore, the executive head must be a trained person, like Maharaj Yudhishthira. And he must have the full autocratic power to rule over the world. The conception of a world state, a new world order, can take shape only under the regime of a perfect king like Maharaj Yudhishthira. The world was happy in those days because they were kings like Maharaj Yudhishthira to rule over the world. Maharaj Pariksit was not a typically unenlightened political leader of modern democracy. Maharaj Yudhishthira was instructed by Bhishma Dev and the infallible Lord also. And therefore he had full knowledge of everything in perfection. The modern elected executive head of a state is just like a puppet because he has no kingly position. So see, it is a person, Prabhupada said, who rules, and not an impersonal governor. So why in Prabhupada's time it was so successful? Because a person was ruling. Everybody, there was that craziness for Prabhupada. And whatever he says, the people were really ready to do it. It was a crystal clear leader. Right? And then, after, we try to continue that, but now sometimes we want to do it only by a board, and who is the leader disappears. We have to think about this. There is just, we make a set of rules, and then the community will function. We have to think about it, whether that's enough. So, for instance, all the others, and Denmark is one example only, has been done in 40, 35 years, such an extreme sacrifice, and that cannot be lost. Now we have to think, who's the second leader, because we can read. I read that one. Markandeya Rishi, after King Dasarath died out of separation of Ram, he simply died. He didn't just feel separation, because he simply died. See, levels of attachment to a person. For us, even when somebody dies, we like it very much, or feel affection. Okay, now it's gone. My life is not too much affected. But for King Dasarath, that's a different level. Let's think about this. That's the way how we have to read Ramayana. We have to take it very personal. It's all about becoming personal. So Markandeya Rishi and the minister, as soon as they got to know, because they were advisors, then there is no king anymore. They could have decided, okay, so many years he has ruled, we know his rules, We know what is the rules, We know what is the rules, so we just sit together and we do the things. And the four brothers are there, and we are also ministers, and we come together now and then we make some rules. Right? That's not what they say. So they thought, it looks, although Ram was there and Bharat was there and the ministers were there and the dharmic principles were full in action to the first class degrees, still immediately they became alert. They said, it looks as if, when Dasarath died, it looks as if darkness has enveloped the land. Dharma is in danger. Let us forthwith secure a king. Someone must forthwith be asked to take up the responsibility of rule. So they immediately, Ram could not come because that has to be executed 14 years in the summer. So who is there? Next is Bharat. So they went, he was with his grandfather. So immediately, some of the ministers, you have to go and bring Bharat, but don't tell that Dasarath has died. Just tell him, okay, your father wants to see you, because he has to come and he has to take leadership. Right? So, why they were so urgent on that? Because they explained this in 18 points. A land without a king will not survive. When I was reading these points, it was quite, I started thinking of it. First, a land, what is the first effect? The order will disappear. Second, the son will not obey the father, and the wife will not obey her husband. All these things become weak. 3, the rains will hold back. It will be, not this proper thing, and that will be a big problem in the future. There will be water scarcity, and so many scarcity. 4, thieves and robbers will range at will, if there is not a strong king. All these things are applicable to modern society also. There will be, like here, son will not obey father nor wife. Like Denmark is a good example. Social democracy means nobody sticks his head out. If you're a little bit different than others, really, don't be special. Nobody is special. We are all equal. Nobody should take leadership too much. We will drag you down. You'll find out how to do that thing. And that is typically the plan of the demons, because also system today, who is the leader in the democracy, democracy? Who is the leader? Who is the leader?
The rebels.
Huh?
The rebels.
The robbers, and the thieves, they range. How to understand that? They rob indirectly, better than in ancient times, the robbers. Through the banking system, through the multinationals. Huh? This is the way they do it. And the political top leaders. Huh? Because that's happened in the French Revolution. That's why I'm reading Marx. How he Das Kapital, there are weaknesses, that's one level to read the book, but I'm reading it from the very concept part, and I'm going to write articles on this, because we have to do this. We have to understand what went wrong. They destroyed this royal leadership. In the West, in India, you can see why big projects, in ISKCON also, we accept the leader. Tirupati, we accept Revatimam Prabhu. In Rajamundi, it's Sachigovana Prabhu. And even in Bangalore, the retreat, but there is Marugo Alupandit, and there is enormous preaching. And the centers where nobody talks about, there is no leader. There is not one particular leader. And that is Vedic. One particular leader. Don't get scared of this. And if you don't have him, train him up. And who should it be? When Dasarat he said, Bhakti Kasmaraj, as soon as the son is old enough, immediately the older king steps down and he becomes an advisor. They train up the younger generation, so we need a leader from the younger generation and train him up. Break your head, tax your brains, not just to pay the bills and see that everything keeps standing and that Mangalati going on. That is just small management. How to train up from the younger generation, whatever it has to be done to train him to make him a leader. And then after some time, give him leadership and follow him if he has the qualities. Who is that? How to find out such a person? That is visionary, that is smartness, that is brain work. And the rest is all just paperwork, I tell you. I see, for instance, here in this yatra there are 15 devotees who has been gone through sufficient testing. Some are more tested. They understood the process of Bhakti Yoga. They have gone through sufficient tests. They have shown their steadiness. Not they stay 2, 3 years or 10 years and then they run off because it gets a little bit bored here. Because you never understood affection for devotees much. What it means to be a devotee, to live with devotees. Devotees, they always talk together like mad. It's natural. Krishna always spent so much talk with his friends. Are we reading Krishna book or not? What is the difficulty? So 15 members, I have put them on the list, I will again present this. And they have very wonderful experience and each member has specific qualities. So if each of them train 5 other people, who up to initiation, that's why Bhakti Diksha is important. Not only that you train a person to a first-class person only when he joins the brahmacharya ashram in the temple, but that is just one way. Right? Time's up already. That's finished. There are 7 more points in this time. Quite interesting. Stop here. Questions later. Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Unidai ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Vitare Shri Madhva